making a decision versus someone making it for you. Hi, I'm Amy from Youth Disability Advocacy Service. Nothing about me without me is something disabled people say. It means that you are always part of decision making. In some cases, like being under 18, or a court says so, your parents or guardian can also make decisions. You might choose to get support from a lot of people to make decisions, but it is always important that you understand what is happening and that you are happy with the decision that is made. Laura, a young adult, talking with Zoe, a young adult wheelchair user.
What they think is best for me isn't always the same as what I think is best for me.
Totally.
Cindy, a young adult with dwarfism, sitting beside Julie, a young adult of short stature.
I think people make decisions for you mainly out of their best interest, but I feel like it can be sometimes out of convenience.
I'm a shy person as well, so sometimes it's hard for me to speak up. So I think, people just assume what I want and then they just say that.
Edie, a teenager.
Sometimes people make choices for me because I am not in the right state of mind to make that decision.
Sean, a young adult wheelchair user.
I've always been fairly stubborn with accepting help on things. My parents made the decision to essentially try using a wheelchair. It was ultimately the best decision that could have been made, but I just wasn't brave enough to make it.
Zoe.
Sometimes it's out of concern, maybe panic sometimes that they're like, this is the safest option. But I think sometimes those choices can be like limiting. Like for example, like I don't leave my house that often. I don't really know how to access my community that well because my parents were a little bit concerned about that. But I think, now with communication with them and stuff, we're getting there.
Edie.
It's important for me to be able to make my own decisions because my mum and dad can't be there forever and I need to be able to know what to do and what I want to do in my life.
Ashley, a young adult with Down syndrome.
I want to show my parents that I can do things for myself.
Savannah, a teenager, sitting beside Mary, a young adult, and Amelia, a teenager.
I'd like to take control of my health, my education, and decide on which of the paths that I'm interested in that I actually do want to take.
Cindy.
In terms of the NDIS, I'm on plan management, but next year I plan on doing self-managed. So I have more freedom in what I want to do and just a bit more freedom in how to spend my NDIS money,
River, a teenager.
I think it's important for young people to make their own decisions because they should have more control over their own life.
Freya, a teenager with Williams syndrome, sitting beside Darcy, a teenager with Down syndrome.
It feels like I'm more responsible when I make my decisions.
Zoe.
I think sometimes when you have a disability, you can feel like you're a child long after you're not a child. And so I think when you can make a decision, you feel like an adult.
Lisa, a young adult. She presses a button on the communication device on her wheelchair.
If I make my own decision, I can look at all the positives and negatives and come up with the best solution for myself.
Amelia.
When I make the choice and it's a good choice, I feel really happy about myself.
Cindy.
Just making your own decisions really empowers you as an individual. You feel like an active participant in society.
Freya.
But if people have to help, I'm happy for them to help me. If we all work together, then we can make good decisions.